back.
You're a Democrat. Sit down.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters. Okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
God, I would hate to be staffing her.
Dan, if you were staffing her and she came off, what would you say?
I gotta go.
What would you say? What would you say to her if you were staffing her and she did that?
Well, the challenge is that is who Katie Porter is. I spent a lot of time around that office. For those who don't know, she went to Harvard Law School. Elizabeth Warren was one of her professors. She considers herself kind of an accolade of Elizabeth Warren. She is condescending and patronizing. She absolutely believes that she is right. You are wrong. She's smarter than you. It comes across.
She's the face of the Democratic Party. That fat pig-faced wild boar, which we've experienced out here. A lot of people don't know her nationally after she threw the hot oatmeal grits into her ex-husband's face. Take a look at this. Eric's got another one here you might enjoy at home.
People who really could benefit from an extra $632 in their pocket. And it's also not just the individual savings, but it's also the total savings for our economy. So I'm on the oversight committee, you might know, and that is where we did a study recently this fall in September. And what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
Stay out of her shot, Mark.
Stay out of her shot. What's the big deal?
I mean,
holy crap. What is wrong with these people?
Oh my God. No, she's
the leading candidate to replace Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, that's your governor. I mean, she's.
Well, I was hoping it was Kamala Harris so we could have somebody who at least had, presidential aspirations. But since she bailed out, this is what was left was Katie Porter. Not that I was hoping that Harris could win, but I believe that Harris was going to be the face of the race. But this was the backup.
Well, hey, you know what? Do not enrage, or you're going to deal with Batwoman.
Congresswoman Porter, does Alfred get minimum wage? If you return the Batmobile, could you pay for the Green New Deal?
Wow. What a train wreck. I mean, it may help Steve Hilton, and it may help this crazy sheriff out in San Bernardino, or Villagrosa, who's the former mayor, who is maybe the second Democrat in the race. So who knows where this thing is going now?
Well, you know what? I should be fair. I do enjoy laughing at your state, but you know, unfortunately, right now, we talked about him on Tuesday, and Jay Jones is still in the news, and this is the campaign ad now for the Republican gubernatorial candidate.
Would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race? Abigail,
Whoa.
You have nothing to say?
Whoa.
Abigail,
What
if he said it about your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
Miss Earl Sears.
I mean, we're talking about murder. We're talking about someone's life being taken from them.
Damn.
Have you nothing to say about that?
I'm writing your name down right now.
Are you not going to address it? Really, you can't go any further. You're a governor. You're supposed to stand up for all the people. Are you saying political murder is all right? Have some political courage. What you have done is you are taking political calculations about your future as governor. Well, as governor, you have to make hard choices, and that means telling Jay Jones to leave the race.
Wow. You know, it seems to be a thing with them where they go catatonic. Karen Bass famously doing that, returning from Africa when confronted by a Sky News reporter in the gangway at the LAX.
Good point. I remember that.
Yeah, no, it is a Democratic non-talking point style that they do when confronted with obvious factual devastation. They are trained to go catatonic. In other words, it must be, I'm just trying to think what they think. It may be that they think anything will add fuel to the fire, and it's better to stand there silently and absorb than to combat it.
You could be right. I thought
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Condescending to the degree of you're not even worth my answer. You're
I don't
so
know.
far below.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but what is the tactic? Because the condescending, I just think they're frozen like a deer in the headlights and they go catatonic.
It could be. The sad thing is
I don't know.
Probably will still win.
Yeah, that's a good state to be in. That's a positive sign.
Well, you've got yours.
No, I mean, we don't even run anybody. So, I mean, she's the lieutenant governor, though, all right? The black woman there?
Yes.
So she's the incumbent, really, in a way. I mean,
yeah, I mean, when I saw other parts of it, she's not the strongest speaker. She's not.
Well, she was good there, Eric. That was devastating, bro.
Oh, this was a devastating moment.
Yeah.
But if you look at a little bit more of it, she kind of stammered on her words a little bit, and she would keep interrupting Abigail not answering. And it's, sometimes it's like, just let her.
Wasn't she a Marine or something? Or
I think she was military at some point.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which branch, but I know she came from a military background.
Yes.
I don't get it. I mean, Virginia is supposedly so military, but it has to be blue military.
Dude, Washington, D.C., there is nothing more blue than that. And Northern Virginia is what feeds D.C. and, Maryland. So that, it unfortunately overwhelms the rest of the state, which is definitely not as blue.
Well, Youngkin found a way. Maybe this black chick can find a way too.
Well, this is the hope. That, like that moment right there in the debate could turn things.
It only takes a couple of moments in an election to break through.
Right. Also, what was it? Youngkin didn't find the way, but McAuliffe sabotaged himself, because in their debate, McAuliffe actually said that the last people who should have any say in what goes on in schools are parents.
Right. Well, that was for that election. This election might revolve around this moment.
That's what I'm hoping. Also,
it only takes a series of moments.
Also, the shutdown, because so many people in Virginia depend on labor. Somebody sent me an article and say, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." But yeah, the last time and this is the problem. Virginia traditionally has votes opposite whatever the national party is. So every time a Democrat was elected, then it was, it'd be a Republican governor and vice versa. They like going opposite, except for, I believe it was 2010 when there was a shutdown and it was a Democrat and it was Obama because of the government shutdown. So a shutdown can cause a problem for the party in question.
Right. Well, are they going to get blamed for it, or are they going to? The far left seems to be relishing it.
Well, they are. I mean, it's their shutdown. It's
right.
called,
I mean, these all kings or no kings, or these rallies this weekend are reveling in the government shutdown.
Yeah, well, it's not even this weekend. The No Kings thing is the 18th. So that's
the 18th. I'm sorry. How much?
Which, that's the 18th. That's 8 days away.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
That means they're going to miss a payday.
Yeah.
So potentially we might have people not paid on the 15th.
Right.
That will get attention.
Okay.
I mean, but the Democrats seem to be saying, hey, it's working. We're good.
Yeah, Schumer has moved really far left, trying to knock out AOC's attempt to take him down, I think, Eric.
Well, yeah. I think that Schumer, has definitely been struggling, but it's bad when Dan Turntine's saying that Schumer's having a good week, like he's getting traction or things like that. But,
right. Well, he's getting traction in that AOC lane.
Yeah.
Which he's never lived in before.
But you got to give. I agree with Spicer too that the Republicans have dropped the ball. They should have been working all weekend, saying we're here. We're doing, hold a vote every hour or every, twice a day or whatever. Just saying, here we are. Where are the Democrats? We're trying to keep it open. But instead they were like, oh, well, we can go.
Oh, time for golf.
Yeah. Let's get the weekend off.
Let's go. Time to hit the links.
Yeah. We got to raise some money. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting situation. Let me see. Now we've got another story. You didn't put it up, but interesting times. We have Letitia James and James Comey both
same week,
same
Eric.
day.
No perp walk for Comey. I mean, my New York police contacts are not happy about it. Apparently, they wanted a perp walk, and it was blocked by Trump officials.
I'm not surprised.
They brought him in through the secret back door of Hollywood celebrity that is usually used for celebrities to avoid a perp walk, which wasn't the same with certain people who had CNN on their doorstep at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Roger Stone didn't.
Roger Stone didn't get to come into the back door, and neither did Manafort. Definitely not. And what's his name? The treasury, the financial guy.
Even Giuliani, didn't they go in?
No, of course they went hard.
Yeah.
The other guy was picked up at the airport when he got off the plane in DC. It was put into the Miami Correctional Facility.
I think they let Bannon turn himself in. Maybe
Bannon was the only one. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, you're right. Spectacle every time.
Manacles every time. Spectacle every time.
Which is kind of crazy because, of course, that was the same FBI that Comey represents. And one would think that he would be the guy. But Peter Navarro, thank you, Isabel.
Peter Navarro, thanks. Yeah.
But then
4 months.
The funny part is that people are starting to turn on the Letitia James situation.
Yeah, what's going on? I hear Anderson Cooper wasn't too happy.
Well, he wasn't too happy. Nate, the lawyer, my buddy, he started out yesterday afternoon on the case.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, this is bullshit.
Really?
And then by 8 o'clock, he said, okay, there's some big problems. Well, because
there's a lot of money involved. It's more than a couple of signatures.
Well, no, as he put it, he actually read the timeline. And what happened is they're pulling a defense on a 2023 refi, but the charges are about a 2021. So in 2021, she lied and said, hey, I'm not going to use this for a rental. And then went ahead and did the rental thing, never notified the loan people or anything else. Then in 2023, she said, oh no, I'm not using it for a home. I'm using it for a rental. So She's
Well,
trying to say
that's the
later
Virginia
thing.
part of the case. There's also the New York lying about her brownstone in Brooklyn part of the case, saying it was less bedrooms than it actually had to get a different tax break.
Right.
So there's multiple domiciles involved in this thing, and she's apparently committed fraud on multiple domiciles.
Right. Now it's funny seeing the reaction here. We've got a 2019 versus a 2025 comparison here about
these New York charges, residential mortgage fraud among them, one of the most serious. So he's looking at 1 to 3 years minimum, 8 to 25 years maximum. These are huge ranges, but those would be inescapable, right? There's nothing a president can do to pardon on a state charge. James is the first Attorney General of New York to be indicted by the Justice Department, and it follows a nearly 6-month investigation into claims of mortgage fraud. Now, that is a charge the United States Justice Department rarely brings against individuals, but of course, James is not an ordinary individual. Trump considers her an enemy after she sued him in 2022, accusing Trump of lying about his real estate empire and the inflating the value of his properties.
Isn't it funny how that works? It's like, oh, this is a very serious thing in 2019.
It's frivolous.
Applied to
frivolous
it,
6 years later.
Oh, barely does it. Only doing to a president. So I don't know.
Well, that fat fuck is going to jail. I don't see how she gets out of this. She may do a year on this beef, but this one is kind of inescapable. The Comey one, I think, is just going to get thrown out. But James is not. James is not. James is going to do time.
There seems to be meat. I don't know if she's going to do time, but there's odds that she'll do a plea agreement or something. I think
you have to accept the plea agreement.
That's true, but I'm just saying.
I mean, what's the motivation to accept the plea agreement? You're a nice woman. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't accept the plea agreement. Let's go.
Hey, I'm going to jump in with a super chat early.
Go ahead, get it off your chest.
No, it's to you. Hey, Mark, did Billy Crystal call yet? And if so, are we sure it wasn't Andy Kaufman impersonating Billy?
Now that's funny. That's funny. That really is funny. We did a Billy Crystal episode. Some people thought he was dead halfway through the episode, but he's alive and living in Beverly Hills. I mean, I said, I wish she would call me because it was a completely flattering episode about Billy Crystal, who may have had the greatest show business career of all time with a 55-year marriage, Eric. 2 beautiful daughters, grandchildren, never had a scandal in his life, an absolutely perfect show business career. And that's kind of the theme of the episode.
You know, it's kind of sad.
I'll tell you something else. Wait, he not only married the girl that he met, he said one of those, I'm going to marry this girl kind of things. He never went on a date in his life. The first and only date he ever had was with his future wife at the age of 22.
Wow.
Who he married. She was 21. He was 22.
Okay. Anyway, I was going to say, I always find it so remarkable when you read about a particular actor or actress, whatever, and you're like, yeah, they've been married for 50 years. They never stopped that. It's so rare that you have
totally rare, bro.
Long term, but there are a couple of them out there that, it's like, Paul Newman, I think he might have had 2 marriages, but with Joanne Woodward, very famously, long relationship. But there's other ones too.
But no scandals, no drugs, no alcohol, 2 beautiful daughters, grandchildren. I mean, just an absolute mensch. Working to start Comic Relief with Bob Zamuda, who was Tony Clifton for Andy Kaufman. So there is a connection to Andy Kaufman. He's not wrong, Tractor Guy.
Nate's going to pipe in.
Go get him,
James
Nate.
is caught. They got the goods.
He's right.
Comey's going to be dismissed.
We both agree. I completely agree with Nate on this one. Completely agree. Yeah, she's dead to rights. He's gonna walk.
Well, the problem with Comey too is it was so last minute. It was like if you look in the indictment, it's about a page.
I wrote that indictment while I was going to the gym the other day. I mean, give me a break. ChatGPT wrote that indictment.
No, they didn't. That would have been improvement. Like, can we flesh this out, ChatGPT?
Yeah, can you strengthen it a little bit more? The same guy who said the other indictment was too long is going to throw this one out for being too short.
Yeah, it is insane. Well, I'm going to go to the story of the day that opened it up, but
Which is what? What is the story of the day? Oh,
well,
this absolutely.
Trump,
Peace
Trump
on
got
earth,
snubbed,
goodwill to man. Yeah,
but
what
not
a
good enough.
story. Not good enough, apparently. You bring peace to the most incredible war-ridden region in the world, and that still doesn't get you a Nobel Prize.
Well, it's even worse. Now it's I got to give credit to the winner. Dedicated her award to him. I mean, that is something. At least she's acknowledging. And by the way, would you want to be the one who wins the award when you've got that kind of situation and be like, really?
No, at first, her name is like Maureen Machado. At first, I thought they gave it to Manny Machado, the third baseman for the Padres. I misheard the soundbite, and I think her name is Maria Machado, and I thought they said Manny Machado.
Yeah, Maria Corina Machado.
Machado, right,
Yep.
right.
She dedicated to Trump, and what's really sad though is the Nobel Prize Committee. They didn't even bother hiding the ball. They could have said, "Look, the votes, were due January 25th. He was only a president for 5 days. There just wasn't enough time. He's in for next year for sure with the bullet." But they didn't bother with that. They just like, nope.
All right. Well, where are they? They're in Oslo or something, or
yeah, Norway.
Oslo, Norway.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just
who really enjoyed getting the award was Martin Luther King. You could look that up in Ralph Abernathy's book of what he did that night, running naked through the hallway there, doing all kinds of different things, celebrating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who's not happy of him getting the award?
Who?
You would think people are very concerned. It's a genocide, Mark, and people are dying. But
this is
the
worst. This is giving genocide a bad name.
They're mad that it's stopping. It's like, oh, wait a minute. So, of course, this individual, has big problems with the.
Now, what is she going to do, Eric? This is Nate's side squeeze, by the way.
For the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this.
Okay.
This is our never again. Okay. This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened.
Really?
A real Holocaust just happened. We will never forget this.
No.
You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell
what am I going to tell them?
Exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? If you go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children,
what?
You will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed. Your children's children.
I can't.
You can't even watch it. I mean, she's a nut. This chick's lost her fucking mind, bro. She's into, when you start using witchcraft phraseology, cursed and all kinds of demon stuff, you're gone. You're just gone. Who will even fucking listen to this nut? She's fucking destroyed any sensibilities you may have had on the planet Earth. I mean, when you're turning down peace on earth because of your hatred for the Jews, you kind of stand out like a sore thumb. I mean, you just stand out when but even Hamas disagrees with her. Even they want it over.
Well, here, this is Anna Kasparian on the left and Candace Owens on the right, and I think it's a nice little representation.
Yes, we're going to surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak. Yes, we're going to surveil everybody.
I think the common denomination is their gender. I think this gender situation has gotten so crazy with women taking the forefront on positions where they've never been in their lives, in editorial and podcast and government and everything. It just keeps building and building and building. They're not exactly the same as men. Both have their faults, both have their benefits, but we're seeing this rise to power in the United States of just crackpot chicks. Europe already has done it. I mean, Vandal Hoovel and Vandalay over there, and those chicks who are running Europe and the EU. we're now seeing our version of it here for the past 5 or 10 years, just building to this nutty crescendo. And there's others in this game, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, including Luna, including AOC. It's on both sides, the squad, the right. It is an incredible battle to the death of these gender spokespeople. Where is the limit to this stuff?
Well, you can always, look at our government situation, and I mean, Tucker's got a interesting idea what he wants for government.
I mean, I do really prefer the feudal model, which is it's the model of all time, where when the Normans invaded England in 1066, and we know this from the Bayeux Tapestry, who got killed in the Battle of Hastings? King Harold, the king.
Right.
The English king was killed in the first battle. Why? Because he was leading his troops. He gets shot in the eye with an arrow. So if you have that, in a structure like that, a society like that,
So have sleazy gay people in Congress.
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't think that, and I don't.
I think this guy, I don't know who is that? One of his,
I don't know. It's just one of his
crazy expert guests who've never written a book before. I think a lot of these people are in their own bubbles now, Eric. Like we accuse the left for years of being in media bubbles. I think there's people on the right who are also in these siloed bubbles now, and an echo chamber. Not an original thought, but I think many of them are in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do now with your Jew hatred? What is Dave Smith now? Where does he get? Where does he apply for his new job? Where does Tucker go, with their Jew anti-Semitic Israeli hatred when there's peace in the Middle East? Do they try to undermine the peace?
That's the interesting part. Is it really? Why aren't they saying, "Oh my God, thank God, people are not dying now"?
Yeah, no, because it's not about that. It's not about the people dying. It never was. They never squawked about the millions and millions of legitimate dead in the Ukraine-Russia war. I never heard these cats talking about it, and it's astounding how, I mean, a normal person would just simply say, whatever side you're on, thank God people aren't dying, and let's work it out, and put together a peace treaty. It's the worst thing that ever happened to them. The end of the bloodshed.
Which is that is maddening to me, because whether you were for, against, or anything else, I would hope that we want peace. I mean, we want people to stop.
But they don't. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's a rational statement that you're making, but that's not their game. They have upped the stakes of craziness for the past 2 years to where it's just reached a fever pitch, of this Jew-Israeli hatred. And now what do? Like Lenny Bruce said in Thank You, Masked Man, you're going to have to start trouble. In Thank You, Masked Man, the Lone Ranger gets addicted to thank yous. He cleaned up everything. He cleaned up poverty, segregation, and disease in the bit. And all of a sudden, he had to make trouble to justify his existence. The Lone Ranger, that is, in the comedy bit. These people are going to have to make trouble to justify their existence. And I believe there will be elements over there who are going to try to physically sabotage this peace at all costs. I'm talking about people that are going to try to create incidents, Eric, on the ground.
For sure.
Right.
Sure. I mean, I have no doubts about that.
You got this guy, Matt Gaetz, who just keeps railing about the Jews and the amount of money that they were giving them, and yet he has never uttered a word about the $1.3 billion that we gave to the Egyptian military last year, and $221 million in aid, to a brutal dictator named El-Sisi. They seem to only focus on one government, with their defense being, I am allowed to criticize a foreign government. Except, of course they are, but except it's only one government. It's like they operate on this one plane. And I'm just picking out Egypt, not for any particular reason, other than they get a shitload of military aid from the United States, and it's a brutal military dictatorship. And yet these guys never squawk one word about the people of Egypt. And the fact is, they just are obsessed with this situation that they're talking about Israel. I mean, it's really sick, Eric.
Well, speaking of Matt Gaetz, he had an interesting exchange earlier, which was
with Dinesh.
Trying to
yeah.
So somebody posted this, right?
Yeah.
And she's saying, "I stand with Israel," blah blah blah, and then he wrote $7,000. That's the new
Oh
trend.
my God!
Hold on. They replied $90,000.
That's funny. That's funny.
With a section of the report from the ethics committee.
That's very funny.
So I mean,
yeah, Dinesh handled it very well. I thought, he said himself. He said,
Can you
"I know
talk
you think
about
he's
the
very
geofencing
calm."
thing?
What's that?
What is the geofencing thing that they were talking about?
I don't know. But he was talking about at the end. He said people are going to think I got $7,000 for this appearance.
Yeah. Well, what was sad is underneath that, all the tweets were just, oh my God, oh, this is the worst, this is the worst, this is the worst. So
yeah,
we'll switch back to our
when peace on earth is the worst thing that can ever happen to you. You may want to examine your moral fiber.
I agree. Now, back to our domestic problems.
Which
is actually foreign too because of Antifa.
Yeah,
I thought this was a neat little exchange here.
Anyway, because it's relevant to what we're talking about. I'm living proof that you can recover from TDS. I had strong Trump derangement syndrome for probably 8 years.
Wow.
This is one of the reasons I recovered from it. And by the way, it's much better to not have TDS. I'm happier, I'm healthier, more successful. I even think I got a little more attractive after I got rid of my Trump derangement syndrome. Yes.
That would be a great
I'm
parody
reporter in
commercial.
Seattle, frankly, I could.
Yeah,
that would be a great parody commercial. For Republican candidates. I recover from TDS, and so can you. He should use her. He should use her for these commercials. I don't know who she is.
She's a Seattle reporter. I asked Allison, and Alice was like, "I know her.
I've seen her. Yes, I remember her now. Yes,
she's
very interesting.
Been on the beat. So
wow. I think there was an official even further north of Seattle, up in Vancouver, a city council guy who started weeping because he had agreed to have a Harry Potter night in the parks of Vancouver, where the children can go through the trails and experience Harry Potter night. But the trans people came in to city council and protested. So he started weeping his apology to them for saying he's sorry for having a Harry Potter night, a little bit north of where she works. I just brought it up for that reason.
Do we have that clip of him doing
it?
I
don't know. That I don't know. I sent you a little link to it. I don't know.
This is a story right here.
Oh yeah, this is the guy. Yeah, I don't know if there's a clip in there, but that's
what I was
not
looking
him.
for.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
that's the guy. He started weeping because the trans people protested Scott Jensen, the parks commissioner.
Wow.
He allowed the children to go into the parks and have a Harry Potter night because of their hatred for J.K. Rowling. That's not allowed.
Oh, God.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. It's such a crazy thing, too, because J.K. Rowling is the biggest leftist on the freaking planet. But boy, when it comes to the trans issues, there's nobody on the planet more hated by trans than J.K. Rowling. And I'm like, it's always just blown me away. It really has, because she says those really hurtful things like women are women.
Yeah. Yeah. And she says it with a British accent, which is kind of nice.
She does. Absolutely. No, that is insane. Now, this just literally happened today. I don't know if you saw earlier, but really bad day when you have literally.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on here. It's just happened. Yeah.
It was an explosives manufacturer.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The local sheriff's office. Welcome back. Emergency crews are responding to a large explosion at an explosives manufacturing facility in Tennessee. The eruption happened at Accurate Energetic Systems, LLC. This is about 60 miles southwest of Nashville.
You're right.
The local sheriff's office confirms there are multiple fatalities, but the exact number is not known. The facility manufactures and stores products and explosives for the military, aerospace, and commercial demolition. The cause of this blast is still unknown.
Thousands of Palestinians who fled the northern region of the
The
territory.
same is true with the burning of the judge's house in South Carolina. They immediately said Trump did it,
right,
in a gated community in broad daylight with their family at home. Some judge's house caught fire, and they said, literally, in multiple platforms of mainstream media, blaming Trump. Am I reading that wrong, or did
no? On Tuesday, yeah, I talked about it. There was literally a politician was saying it was a far right Trump extremist, but then. I mean, there are people who were claiming that Tyler Robinson was a MAGA.
No, but I'm saying, getting back to the arson thing,
yeah,
because we have caught the arsonist here, this far left Antifa type in Los Angeles, who set fire to the Palisades fire, and they may be seeking the death penalty for him out here because of how many people died from him setting the fire. Keep your eyes on this story. Yes. Department of Justice has not ruled out the death penalty in this particular case. His name was Jonathan Rinderknecht, originally from Florida, but he lived in Malibu. He was an Uber driver. This is the cat here. This is the Antifa wannabe or Antifa lookalike. Obviously, no membership card proven yet.
He just looks like a shithead.
I know. However, but he did have, like, in his apartment, which was across from the Roosevelt Hotel here in Hollywood, where he lived on Sycamore. He lived very nearby off of Franklin. Everybody had a key to their door of their apartment except him. He had a coded button system installed to let him into his own apartment, where he abused his girlfriend and fought with the landlord and everything else, and a long history of drug abuse in different situations with him. I'm assuming, once again, there's drugs involved, which is what's been indicated. Originally from Florida, he fled back to Florida, but he'd lived here for a number of particular night. They have done such a massive high-tech investigation into this guy, Eric, with cell phone tracing and video from above and amazing amounts of tech work. And the LAPD had egg on their face as the chief of police was forced to stand there, having done absolutely nothing for over 2 years in this area. And the ATF justified their existence. And we were just talking about the ATF last week. The ATF justified their existence on the planet Earth because of their high-tech investigation. And I don't mean just looking for gasoline on a bunch of leaves. They went extremely high-tech on this investigation, tracing every single electronic thing, including ChatGPT, where he had drawn up fiery infernos of the city of Los Angeles beforehand on his Instagram account using ChatGPT. They've got this guy so dead to rights that the LA Times didn't know what to say other than claiming that they don't have his motive, so they don't have a case.
Oh, that's a famous answer.
Right. Well, but of course they do. And they may seek the death penalty in this case because hundreds of people died.
He does look concerned.
Yeah, he should look concerned because this may be a test case in Southern California. The death penalty clearly on the books. It won by a landslide on a ballot initiative less than 10 years ago, where the people in LA and California voted nearly 60% to reinvigorate the death penalty. Newsom came out and said, I will not honor the will of the people. I am a dictator. And this was a ballot initiative, not unlike Proposition 50 that's come out now. This is the booklet that costs millions of dollars, by the way, that you get in the mail as the guideline on how to do it. It was recalled today because there are a number of misprints in the entire book, and that cost $264 million so far, admitting that they were rushed into the printing of this, and it has numerous printing mistakes in explaining the ballot initiative to redistrict the state of California, which if they do, there will be just one red congressman in the entire state of California. 44 million people will now have to depend on one particular district in Orange County, I presume, since there's like a 9 different, a 9-seat split. They're going to reduce it to 1 or 2. They're going to take 7 or 8 seats with the redistricting if 50 goes through. Numerous big, Reid Hoffman types are pouring millions of dollars into this. But nevertheless, it's a complete mail-in ballot. So you'd have to overcome the mail-in ballot, the timeline of counting forever, and a bunch of other nefarious rules that are in place for Newsom to meddle with. But the representation factor, I believe, will backfire because it's such an embarrassment to have no representation in the state. And 40%, over 40% of Republicans in the state of California.
I hope so. I mean, I was less encouraged because, like the two-way guys are saying, yeah, it's never going to go through. But now they're going, oh, shit, I think it's going to go through.
I don't think it will. And I'll tell you, unless they steal it, which I can't rule that out. But every ballot initiative that they've put on the ballot in the last 5 to 10 years has been voted down. And the people in California have become literally auto voters when it comes to no on a ballot initiative simply because they were burned so many times. This may fall into that category. I'm not sure. It's probably about 50-50 right now.
That's a great way to lean. I in general, I lean to no.
Even
anything,
Democrats.
you support anything, just
no. Democrats have, everybody's been burned by these ballot initiatives, intentional miswording, commercials up the kazoo, driving you insane, where everybody has just said no on every ballot initiative for years now, but one they said yes overwhelmingly was to restore the death penalty in the state of California.
Well, that California is always, and I've commented before, I found California to be odd in that because it is obviously an extremely leftist state, but when it comes to capital punishment, it's been a pretty reliable state, like top 10. Right, and you actually execute people too.
It's kind of a misnomer that it's a far left state. What they've done is wrestle control of the levers of power, and they abuse the levers of power. But the conservatives, there's millions and millions of Republicans in this state. And literally 40% of them, over them, voted for Trump. So it's simply that they control the state, and they control it with an iron fist. And that's why they are getting away and doing things and abusing power, essentially, to now making the entire state blue.
That's true. There are more Republicans in California than any
state in the country. And people say, how could you live there? Well, I have plenty of friends who think like me here, Eric. You know what I mean? What's that?
And hate it.
No. But I'm saying, you live in your own bubble as well. You've got your own bubble of friends and everything else. But I mean, sometimes they do some good things. Like they passed legislation today. I don't know if people realize this, but there's a thing from 2011 called the National Calm Act. And this is enforced by the FCC. It's CALM. And what the National Calm Act did was lower the blasting sound of commercials on your network television to where the gun. Oh, yeah. Nobody remembers this. The National Calm Act equaled the volume on commercials and broadcast television by by the act. And it is enforced by the FCC. That goes back to 2011. However, the studios have been battling the state of California because they represent the streamers. And this wasn't a lawsuit. This was a bill that was passed yesterday that Newsom's going to sign, lowering the volume of all the streamers for their commercials on Prime and Netflix, Hulu, and everywhere else where the Calm Act does not and did not apply. So the consumer advocacy in the state of California has always been ahead of the national curve. And this is one where the volume on these streamers is so loud, Eric, that it literally blows your doors out. And they're just going to copy the Calm Act, and the studios were opposed to it.
Not only is the commercial volume loud, but the mixes are horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm like an old man now, and I have to have subtitles on all the damn time because I can't understand what the hell people are saying in shows. It's
Right.
gotten just beyond ridiculous. So yeah, it's like a double whammy. It's like you're right.
No, I'm just
The
pointing
only
out.
thing I can hear clearly is a commercial.
Right. I'm just pointing out, once in a while they get it right, that this thing should be enforced. It's interesting that Disney was opposed to this, and Warner Brothers and Hulu and everyone else and Netflix, because they want the right to blast you to Kingdom Come with their volume. And they literally said that it's our right to do this.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I believe the standard was that a commercial cannot be louder than the loudest point in a program. So they still jack it pretty high,
Right.
even with the act, which is sad.
Right. Well, this is going to get lower. This is going to lower the volume politically and physically.
Sure. Okay. Well,
Now, also out here, before you go on, I just want to say the DOJ is suing. Another good storyline is suing Sheriff Luna and the Sheriff's Department. This is not Congressman Luna. This is the stooge sheriff of the Board of Supervisors that replaced Villanueva, who was a Trump guy, in the Sheriff's Department out here. The Sheriff's Department received last year for gun permits. This is concealed carry permits, which is essentially a gun permit. They received 3,982 applications for gun permits last year alone. This is just last 12 months. They approved a massive total of 2. So the Department of Justice.
So they're the same as a permit office.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is a permit office.
Just
But
no,
you have
but I mean, with the property too. So
Yeah.
you got consistency.
Oh, there's a lot of consistency here. So now the guy's sweating bullets, this fat fuck, because the Department of Justice has cited him personally as preventing the Americans from flexing their muscles and their Second Amendment rights, providing no explanation for their actions, other than you have no Second Amendment rights in this particular blue city. They're going to bring this noise right to his doorstep, which is a wonderful, wonderful situation. You could go to Orange County right below us and get a gun permit. No problem. You can get a concealed carry permit. They're a normal place, but not here.
Yeah.
That is 0.05% approval rating for those people keeping score at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a good story.
Here's a story that I know that you will approve of. I should just put it up on the screen and then walk off for a while.
I don't even know what it is, but I already approved this ad. Yeah, this was the craziest game I've ever seen. I mean, I was pretty tense last night. Again, to my Philly fans, I'm not gloating at all. This was a backwards, stupid way to win this thing. The umpiring was terrible. We had bases loaded in the 11th, and there was a comebacker to the mound, and the guy should have gone to first base. The pitcher choked and threw it home over the catcher's head with bases loaded, 2 outs, and all he had to do was flip it to first, and they would have gotten out of it. Now, that being said, they may not have won because we were already in the 11th, and they did lose, but not a proud way to win. I'm not happy about winning that way, and I'm not gloating about it. I really feel bad for the Phillies. I feel bad for the Philly pitcher, the organization. It was just not a manly way to win that series, Eric. That being said, I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I just feel bad because Realmuto was pointing towards first, and he had all day to throw to first.
Okay,
He had all day. Just sad.
I just saw this link on this story and jumped to it because we did talk about that David, D4.
Oh yeah, D4D. I call him D4. I call him D4D.
Okay, there you go. You know about this? That there was a private investigator questioning circumstances involved?
I figured that was coming. I don't know about this particular story. I've been following this story pretty closely. I figured at one point it had to happen. What's cock blocking this story? Now, keep in mind, he's made videos of girls covered with blood. What's blocking this story, and she was dead for weeks.
Before being in the car.
Right.
So that's
yeah.
a weird. Okay.
Yeah, that's been fairly established by the coroner, who has yet to come up with a cause of death, but she was chopped up, so that's usually not a good sign. But you could be chopped up and have another cause of death, Eric, right?
Well, of course, yeah. I mean,
Right,
the chopping usually is after the fact.
Right. So a lot of times it's not the chopping, but the point is the guy continues to be on tour. He continues to have the massive weight of the Universal Music Group and Spotify and Golden Voice in back of him, and is yet to be arrested by LAPD. This is an astounding case. This 14-year-old runaway. They have matching tattoos. Her name is in his videos. She's found in his car in front of his house, up the block from his house in the Hollywood Hills. He's on tour when they find her. Like it says, she could have been dead for weeks. They impounded the car, and then in the pound, they smelled something in the car, and they opened it up, and that was that. She was 14 when she was put in there. The LA Times keeps insisting she was 15. She wasn't 15 until after they found her. I don't know why they keep insisting on putting 15 as if it's.
Well, here's a big difference. Yeah. I mean, 14 or 15.
I know, but it's absurd. It's absurd. Her birthday was after they found her. She was clearly dead for a long time. I mean, but they insist on doing that to try to assuage with any way possible the guilt of this up-and-comer who's supposed to be the next, Tupac or the next Usher. There's millions of dollars in back of this kid who's 20 years old, albums that were supposed to come out. Universal Music is in back of him, and they have a lot of lawyers. And that's what's the buffer here. And I hope that the new district attorney, Nate Hochman, is going to take this kid down.
I just can't believe. I mean, he'd still be out there. That's just insane.
It's insane.
It's
insane.
Now, I do have to ask, if he was white, would he still be on tour?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's absolutely crazy. They have treated this kid with kid gloves since the second this story broke. There's no interviews with him. There's no sit down with LAPD. There is nothing. There was a leak of a story saying we have contacted him and he's cooperating, but that sounded like it came from the PR firm at Universal Music.
You're kind of describing like he's the next Taylor Swift, because I saw some things
big.
about
it's big, Eric.
where Taylor Swift, they put all the money and everything into one performer, so then that performer makes a lot, but they're making so much more money. Because, like, for example, if it's a band, they got to split it multiple ways, etc.
They groom these people for a long time. Before they break them. Now, the music industry has completely changed. They groom an individual person, and they put everything on the planet Earth behind them before they even break them. And then when they break them, it's on. They've already invested millions. This is not some random person you find in a nightclub and just hope that it works out. That's not how it works anymore. They take a kid from scratch, or a girl or somebody. It's done across the board now. Doesn't matter what genre of music. And they build this thing before they're released. They get the record deal. They make the albums. They make the videos. They book the tour. They do this thing on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, where this guy came from. And then they blow out the doors on this thing. And this story broke when he went on tour. So it was actually when he was breaking, Eric.
So is that the theory, is that there's just $1 billion behind this kid, or so much industry money? They're like, no. We got to at least get our basic investment back.
Yes, that's what I think is going on. And the second he's arrested, it all ends. In other words, you can't spin the arrest. You can only keep spinning now. He's on tour. He's cooperating. It's a confusing case. He doesn't know her, blah, blah, blah. The second he's in manacles, it's all over. It's all over.
You know what, though? If they could, this is so dark and cynical for me to say, but, Charles Manson sold a few albums while he was in prison. Now,
absolutely.
If you get this guy in the studio and record a bunch of stuff, it could have that effect that even if he does go away, that they'll just make so much money off of the album, which is just sick.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his videos, they are huge budgeted videos. This is not a guy making a cell phone video of rap in his cell, Eric. like many have.
Right. Ooh, yuck. All right.
Well, speaking of the other side of show business, the Real Housewives of the Potomac are back in the news with the contestant from Nigeria and her husband. This is a fascinating case. She was arrested on multiple felonies this morning. This is Real Housewives of Potomac. This is Dr. Wendy Schnuckelmeyer. Here she is.
She looks nice.
Wendy Osefo, and her husband, Eddie. Eddie's probably the mastermind behind this, but I don't know. With Nigerians, you can never tell. She's making a fortune, and she's lucky to have this incredible show, and they become stars. But apparently, that's not enough. While she repeatedly goes on vacation, of course, he's a man from Maryland. While they repeatedly go on vacation, he's a Maryland man. While they repeatedly go on vacation to Jamaica multiple times, they filed that their home was burglarized of all of these different jewelry and everything else. And it turns out these are phony claims.
Wow.
And she's been charged with 7 to 9 different felony charges. They made the whole thing up to get the insurance money. This is not some, crazy thing other than a money grab. And it's not enough to be famous and have this money. They had to fake multiple burglaries, $450,000 home burglaries, Eric, to cash in on the insurance money. That's Nigerian stuff, bro. That's why they're Nigerians. This is their game. And I hate to reinforce a stereotype, but a stereotype exists for a reason.
Well, it's not unheard of. Remember, there were very serious questions about that robbery in Paris of Kim Kardashian when she was out there with Kanye. And it turns out it appears that really was an actual robbery.
Yeah,
there were questions. It was like, okay, hey, how do you get a quick $1 million?
Right.
Well,
And
get your $1 million jewelry.
You know who breaks these cases are the insurance investigators who are ex-cops, and they have a motive. They will also kick back percentages to the investigator as a bounty. So they are super motivated, and they're usually the ones who break the phony insurance claim cases, ex-cops who work for the insurance companies.
Well, as a matter of fact, insurance investigators are excellent.
Excellent.
Often.
Yeah.
Robert Hansen, the serial killer in Alaska, his case was partially broken with the insurance investigator because he used a fake claim to buy a plane ultimately and stuff like that. So
these two women here, these two Eastern European women who lived in LA for years and years and years, they were taking homeless guys. This is an unbelievable story. Only people in Hollywood would know this. These two old bags who lived in Hollywood, they were from like Slovenia. They signed up homeless guys to life insurance policies and then ran them over with their cars, killing them and then collecting the insurance policies. Two of the darkest serial dark in terms of morale, two of the darkest serial killing stories I've ever heard of. These two sisters who literally took homeless guys in, signed them up for insurance policies, and then killed them. But it was what I'm saying is it was the insurance investigator that broke the case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're definitely they're good, and they have enough of a budget, and there's enough of motivation. I mean, to
motivation.
I saw something that just startled me completely. In the current days, there is more technology, like with DNA and everything else. It's unbelievable how much technology they have. So you would think, hey, if you murder somebody, you're screwed. Turns out the murder solve rate is the worst it has been in decades.
Yeah.
Like it has been
continuously
lower. Well, and there are other reasons too. Like, obviously drive-bys when nobody sees anything.
Right,
it's kind of hard to solve that.
Right.
But it's still startling to go, wait a minute, how is this possible? But at least, with the insurance or whatever, they have the motivation. Kind of like bounty hunters can find a fugitive.
Yeah.
They're very good at what they do.
Because of the motivation.
Yes. And they're hiring.
If you're Nate the lawyer or Al Gonzalez, New York beat cops Like, you just want to get home, watch the Yankee game, for Christ's sakes. I mean, you're not going to go the extra mile. Don't try to deny it, Nate. Don't try to deny it.
You're just trying to draw out a super check. Come on, Nate. Defend
Don't
yourself.
try to deny it, Nate. There were many days when you just went home and said that murder case may solve itself, but right now I'm going to watch the Yankee game.
Oh God.
Same with Al Gonzalez. I'm not just picking on Nate. I don't know what Alan's doing up at Poughkeepsie. He probably didn't give a shit about any of this stuff. But can we just give a moment for the passing of Joan Kennedy, one of the original Kennedys, the last woman of Camelot? That's a great headline from the Daily Mail. I would definitely agree with that. Joan Kennedy, a victim without a doubt, one of the true victims of the Kennedys. What can you say? I mean, she went to college with Kennedy's sister, and that's where they met. She introduced him to her brother, and then the father sized her up really quickly and demanded they get married immediately. She was a model who came from a pretty wealthy family, I think in Mount Kisco in Westchester County. And she was a TV model and a fashion model at the time. And she was a Kennedy literally overnight. She had tragedy in her life with her children. One of them died of cancer early, and another one died, and then she had 3 miscarriages. She begat Patrick Kennedy, who had drug problems. But the connection to Chappaquiddick, which is really what I wanted to get to today, and Eric maybe will show a link to our Chappaquiddick episode. She was forced by the Kennedys to show up pregnant at the courthouse for the arraignment with his phony neck brace, Ted Kennedy. And she miscarried that child after. That was her 3rd miscarriage. She immediately, within days of that phony hearing, again miscarried. She had alcohol problems her entire life. Even at the age of 69, they found her face down in the street on a sidewalk in Beacon Hill, in an upscale neighborhood and that was like 2000 and whatever. She went into rehab like in the 70s, and she was mocked by the other Kennedys at parties. Yeah, this was later on. This was 2005. That's how long this was going on. In 1979, she did an interview with People magazine saying she had found Alcoholics Anonymous and publicly violated the essential anonymous part of the thing, which always leads to the curse and kiss of death. She relapsed 9 million times and was mocked by the other Kennedys. That was the weird part. When she went to Kennedy functions, she was mocked by them who were drinking themselves and alcoholic themselves for being a fall down drunk. And that was in a book written by her aide, was detailed as the most cynical attacks on her for being an alcoholic. And she was one of the few Kennedys that actually got help or attempted to get sober. Now, she will eventually have her estate taken away. Guardianship will be taken over by Patrick at one point late in her life. And the alcoholism went through her entire life. Jackie Kennedy told her to simply focus on playing the piano. She was a complete master concert pianist, and she tried to refocus her life into philanthropy and playing the piano. Jackie went into painting and being a book editor to refocus her life. But her husband was such a philanderer that she finally got a divorce, but she stayed with him even through to 1980 to be at his side for his presidential run, Eric. I mean, she was almost like a human mannequin for the Kennedys. They dragged her out for all these things like a mannequin, like a prop. Really, I always felt sorry for Joan Kennedy. And the Chappaquiddick week that she had to go up there, and she was dragged to Mary Jo Kopechne's funeral by the Kennedy clan as part of an image building episode, to save face for the Kennedy clan. And the only time I ever met Edward Kennedy, was him with a bottle of beer in his hand yelling at us. We were watching the Watergate hearings up in Narragansett at one of his summer homes with his kids. And we were hanging out there as we were in college at the time when he came down the stairs in his boxer shorts yelling at us. But the way he treated Joan Kennedy, just absolutely dark, absolutely dark.
I mean, he was no prize either. I mean, that guy, you want to talk about
No, I
calm
know.
down drunk.
Oh, no, he was an alcoholic himself.
That family is so damn cynical. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I think we just needed to honor her memory today. She put up with a lot. She really did.
Yeah, it sounds awful. Sounds awful. But all right, so let's get to something that's less awful and a little bit.
My Chappaquiddick shirt, you could order it from me direct if you order today. Don't delay.
At least on YouTube, I just dropped a link to the Chappaquiddick episode in the description. And I've also dropped a link in the chat if you guys see it going by. But
yeah, it's a mystery story. It's a mystery story. Nobody has the full answers, but the seeds of the cover up are on top of everything. So it's hard to pull back and see the wheat for the chaff on that story. But we did the best we could.
Well, and it leads all the way into Watergate. I mean,
that's why we did
the whole path,
yeah.
Down there. So
yeah, that's because he's knocked out of the playing field. He becomes the puppet master behind the scenes for Watergate, Ted Kennedy.
Wow. Ort Cloud, the bizarro Ms. Doubtfire. Oh, okay. This is Katie Porter.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Not bad. Dick Dickerson gifted. Wow. Hey, Dick's on the board. Gifted 20 America's Untold Stories.
Hey, he was on vacation for a while.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And I know Mark does too. Dick Dickerson. Do I see a Bill Hicks episode for What's Up?
Yeah, he's on the list. Absolutely. Yeah.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Hunley, love the OKC episode. Thank you very much. The episode I just released yesterday was with Jesse Trentadue, who lost his brother, who was murdered in prison because they thought he was John Doe number 2, essentially. There's a lot to it, but the whole Oklahoma City story is just sprawling.
There's also a new Ed Gein thing on Netflix.
I saw that. And also BTK's daughter's got a thing. So I'm like,
that I don't know about, but the Ed Gein thing is being promoted heavily because it's Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy is the gold standard for this monster series. He did the Menendez brothers, and he's done others in the monster category. The Menendez one was unbelievable. I mean, just theatrically speaking, it was just a masterpiece. This, not so much. Ed Gein in this is a gay male model who's in his 20s, and there's a lot of gayness because Ryan Murphy is a gay director producer, and it bleeds out into his storyline. But this thing is so crazy, Eric, because the actor is in his like 20s, and when Ed Gein was doing his stuff, he was 51 years old. He was born in 1906, for Christ's sakes, and this story takes place in 1957 when Ed Gein was about 52 in real life. That's when this stuff happened. So instead of putting a 52-year-old man playing Ed Gein, they have a 25-year-old male model. So it's hard. I just gave up. That's why I was giving it thumbs down for people who might watch it this weekend.
All right. Well, and Ed Gein, by the way, is one of the inspirations for Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs. Buffalo
was
Bill
also the
combination of Ed Gein.
He was also inspiration for the Johnny Carson character, where he wore the old woodsman hat and looked like Ed Gein. That's where he got it from.
Okay, I did not know that.
And also the joke. I mean, what did Ed Gein keep in his sugar bowl? And the answer was ladyfingers.
Ugh.
I mean, Ed Gein was a huge cultural thing in the 60s. I mean, the crimes happened in the 50s. He ended up going to a mental institution. He was only tagged with physically killing about 2 or 3 people, including his mother and brother, I believe. And this woman that he met in the hardware store, trying to remember. But yeah, it's not a very good depiction.
And then Dahmer had to come along and steal his thunder.
Yeah, he really didn't have that much thunder. Dahmer obviously trumped him in terms of killing and crazy crap. But I think he was from Racine, Wisconsin, or somewhere it was
Yeah.
Wisconsin where Gein lived. But yeah, he was crazy to begin with. He was always the crazy brother and completely nuts. But
Oh, that's
anyway,
right. He was Psycho too. I forgot.
right? Yeah, that's where Psycho
Norman
comes
Bates
from.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a model for a lot of cultural icons. But this is not one of Ryan Murphy's best.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What is recommended for those, I'm sorry, just to add a recommendation for people, is a thing called Red Alert. And Red Alert is a 4-part drama, not a doc. And Red Alert is produced by a guy named Lawrence Bender. Lawrence Bender was the producer for Quentin Tarantino, produced Reservoir Dogs and the Tarantino films. And he was at the Cannes Film Festival, and he ran into a guy named David Ellison. And David Ellison said, "What are you working on?" He said, "I'm working on this thing, Red Alert." And he said, "What is it?" And he said, "It's a 4-part, multi-part drama about the Hamas invasion into Israel on October 7th, 2023. And David Ellison said, "I'm taking over Paramount. Let's get it done." And this was released this week, and it is A+. If you can watch this on Paramount Plus, this is a class project, and one of the first to be released by David Ellison as the new owner of Paramount. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Streaming October 7th. So that I highly recommend. And speaking of the same David Ellison and the takeover of CBS News with Barry Weiss, Barry Weiss sent out questionnaires to all the employees, and they're not happy about it, Eric. Because she said,
so what do you do?
yeah, like, what do you, it sounds like Elon Musk when he took over Twitter, right?
Well, anytime you have a company that is in trouble, a lot of times the CEO is going to come in. I mean, our rescuer, that's one of the big questions. If you're going to have major layoffs and things like that, you can't just say, okay, everybody's fired. First thing, you've got to get a lay of the land. Yeah. And one of the big answers is, what do you do? What is your department about? What is your function exactly? Do we have duplication or overlap? Can we streamline this operation?
Well, keep in mind, she's not an efficiency expert like Musk was. She's an editorial intellectual expert.
But that's an efficiency of another kind.
Right. It's efficiency of another kind. Eric's correct. And I think through her questionnaire, she will determine where you stand in this situation politically without illegally doing that. I believe this is a way around it to get where she wants to go with the turning of the Queen Mary in the harbor at Long Beach, which is what this process is taking now, this incredible turn of CBS News by Barry Weiss.
There's another reason that it's a brilliant strategy. Because one, a lot of people get insulted and they're going to quit. So you can immediately get rid of a lot of problem people who just say, "Oh, I'm not going to take this." It's like, okay, bye-bye. See you.
Yeah, that's it.
And then second, in order to get a plan, if you will, for an employee to working in the future, when you say, okay, what is your job and all that, then you come back to me and say, okay, so we agree that this is what your job is and the expectations are this for your employment. So now you're resetting the contract terms of their employment, and you can hold them to a specific standard rather than just firing them. So they can technically be put on probation easier, things like that. It's a way of resetting the situation. So there's a lot of legit strategy to what she's doing there.
Right. And one thing Mark Halpern pointed out, and he didn't say for the good or the worse, he said, "I guarantee you one thing about this move." And they said, "What is it?" And he said, "CBS News's position on Israel is about to change." Which is going to be really fascinating to watch. Also, David Ellison is attempting, and I don't know if the government is going to allow this, attempting to buy Warner Brothers now. It may be blocked, but Warner Brothers is billions of dollars in the red. They're hemorrhaging money, and it's not a muscular takeover. I mean, they're about to go out of business, Warner Brothers. And I think that if the government allows it, and I think he's probably been pre-approved by Trump to do this, they're going to take Warner Brothers next.
Well, Warner Brothers it's a weird journey with that. Remember in the late 90s when AOL bought them?
Yeah.
AOL Time Warner, and then that got split and split and split. And I don't even know who owns Warner Brothers. I thought Disney owned them, but I think they're divesting of
came out
them
of
or
Kenny
something.
Parking. The guy who owned the parking lots bought Time Warner and then bought Warner Brothers. Kenny Parking. That's where it came from originally. But yeah, they've all had strange bedfellows as owners, but this consolidation is the only way for them to survive in general, because they're all bleeding out of the rectum financially. I think the government will approve this simply because Ellison wouldn't be going through all this stuff to have it blocked by Trump at the end of the train.
Well, honestly, I think he's just buying them for the back catalog anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, there's a couple things he'll get out of it, like DC Comics.
Yeah.
So technically, maybe you could get some product there, but
a
lot of it, like MGM, is back catalog.
Right. That's the headline today in Hollywood, that the guy who's running Warner Brothers is trying to have a fire sale to sell off the catalog before Ellison takes over. To generate some money.
So it would be a shell.
Right. That's what he's trying to do.
Let's get rid of everything good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right. Pamela Clifton's been a member for 24 months now.
I thought you were going to say 24 years.
But she's super, super loyal, and we do deeply appreciate it. BPM, regarding Trump trade and stocks, Taco Tuesday, more like FAFO Friday. You know what FAFO is, right?
I don't know.
Fuck around, find out.
Oh, okay.
So
well, there was an article I sent you about the tariffs, how every single financial analyst was wrong. I didn't go down the list, but it seems like he's been vindicated in that one area.
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to figure out things like inflation and the jobs reports, and I'm not trying to be mean on that, because literally the jobs reports have been misreported for a year. Over a year, and it's like
years.
Okay, but I meant specifically and then recently, and it is kind of difficult to get a handle on things, and he's inheriting a lot. So
how about Obama not mentioning his name on this peace accord? Dan was saying that Trump didn't mention Obama when he got Osama bin Laden. I mean, what did Trump have to do with congratulating Obama about that?
I don't know. I mean,
so weird.
Their relationship is very weird anyway, because remember the Jimmy Carter funeral when they were just having the best time?
They loved each other.
So I there's this weird little back and forth with them, almost like frenemies.
They're frenemies.
So, Dustin, I tell you, that Phillies pitcher's throw was so wild. It's still looking for the catcher on Google Maps.
I feel bad for the guy. I really do. We've all done that. Tommy Edman kind of pulled it up the other day, and Freeman saved us on some crazy throw that Edman made. You do get nervous. I blew a seventh game one time in softball that I have to live with in my dreams every night for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah. Ken Martin. Let me see. Not unlike Luna on JFK. Clueless.
Which, the other Luna, or maybe some of the Luna we have?
Maybe. Well, I guess Lunas have bad times.
Well, with the government shutdown, if you go to the NARA site, there's no JFK documents, because unless you know somebody, it says shut down, no documents, right on the front page.
What?
Yeah, Google it right now. Take a look. Just pull up the NARA site, see what it says.
Okay, that. Let's see here. Hold on, let me share that tab and let's take a look together. And we got the 2023. They haven't had the, here it is, 2025 release. No, they're still here. All right, and Mark hit the wrong button. So yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying there.
And had the blocker, I had the thing I was talking about. I don't know what this is here. You're looking at the JFK assassination's records. But if you go to NARA, it says we're closed for the the shutdown. There's like a block on it.
Well, where is it? I mean, that's the National Archives, right?
It went off. Hold on. Let me get another tab here. Hold on. I'm new at this computer game. I'll send you this, and this is kind of interesting. Okay, take a look at this. What I'm messaging you, I guess, right now. Let me send this to you.
This is how the pros work things in the background.
Yeah, this is in the
we
background.
We do not have a producer. Okay, we are the producer.
Take a look at what I do. It says due to the this is on the RFK one.
RFK one.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looking. They're right next to on my thing here. They're right next to each other. So it says due to the shutdown, the federal government, National Archives facilities are closed. Website and social media are not being updated or monitored, and activities are canceled, with the following exceptions, which remain open and optional, barring holiday closures. Federal record centers, including the National Personnel Records, Federal Register museums, only for LBJ, and maybe extended Ronald Reagan. So some museums.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. I mean, I thought you were saying that they weren't giving access to the records. I'm like, they're on a website, nobody's touching them. People can go download whatever's there. So I understand that they're not being updated and things like that. That makes perfect sense.
Well, if you click on it, the banner goes away, but mine has the banner on it.
Oh, you know what? It must be because I have ad blocker built in. I mean,
that's why. Right. No. Mine has the banner, and then you could click on the banner I just read. Is across
okay, I was
it,
very confused. Going,
yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. Anthony Madison. Trump's fault.
You know, I think he's going to Israel and Egypt. Trump. That's going to be visually very interesting. Don't have a parade and on Sadat Avenue. That's all I can tell you. If you're going to go to Cairo.
Oh, ouch. What do you think about his being at Walter Reed for 5 hours today? That is interesting.
Could be a checkup. I mean, at some point you got to go.
No, I get that, but it's the second checkup this year, and it is.
Look, I wish I could have those checkups. I would like to go every week if I could, just for a checkup, bro.
All right. Well,
I wish I had Walter Reed right in my living room, so I could just, like Hillary Clinton does with that medical facility in her basement. That's why they live so long, Eric.
Well, yeah. Well, I just figured that she was in her facility. She was getting her blood replaced or something.
Right? No, they all do. I mean, these freaks never die. I mean, where does Dick Cheney get all these extra organs from?
That one I want, because Dick Cheney was considered an eggshell vice president in 2000.
Right.
When they were like, I don't know if he's going to make it through one term. And that this guy's still around. I mean, is he
like vampires,
another
bro?
Heart? I don't know.
They have entire medical facilities at their disposal, sometimes on site. I mean, I'm slightly exaggerating, but it's really that level.
It could be, but I mean, the Dick Cheney one was the biggest example, because that guy, they were writing him off that he was going to.
How about Jimmy Carter? How about Jimmy Carter? He lived to be 400 years old.
This is true, but I mean, at least the guy was out there, marching around, whatever.
Wow, not the last 20 years. The last 20 years, he was in a laboratory, hooked up to hoses.
Next to Pelosi.
Yeah.
In both mainline.
I mean, they just will not die, these people.
Oh, God. Well, you know what? Diffuse is going to keep us going with 10 America's Untold Stories memberships.
That's
Tractor
10
Guy.
10 tractors. That's 10 tractors.
10 tractors. That's right. Thank you very much, Diffuse. And then Pew Pew is not going to let anybody get in on this. He's going to jump up too.
Must be getting cold there where Pew Pew lives right about now. There.
Oh, I can imagine. It's probably dark. Like
they begin to go indoors for their hibernation until June.
Maybe it is getting darker and darker. Thank you so much, Pew Pew. Entry required also in Norway. Geofencing is a cell phone and mapping and tracking, an example used by FBI J6 for the pipe bomber and Dinesh et al. Ballot fraud investigations. I know what geofencing is in terms of tracking devices and things like that. I'm just wondering, what was he talking about? What was the context of
Yeah, I don't know.
geofencing and searches?
Where's the pipe bomber, more importantly? Thanks for that donation, Sex 50. But where?
Yes, Kroner, something Kroner, I think.
Where is the pipe bomber?
I don't know. Pipe bomber's kind of vanished.
Like, why not release his name? What's the big deal?
I don't know. It's Trump's Justice Department.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of these things. It's like,
why not release his name? What do you give a shit? Why is he being protected? Forget about sex crimes unit and stuff like that with certain people. Why are they protecting this guy?
Probably because he's a Fed.
Yeah, that's the answer. That's it.
Christopher-
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
Thank you. Christopher Ebden gifted 10 America's Untold Stories membership. This is great. I mean, a lot of memberships are going out there,
Yeah.
everybody. This is very, very cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're joining a super corrupt organization with part of the evil empire, but welcome aboard. It's like a pirate ship.
That's right. That's right. All right. Tractor guy back. Hi, Susan isn't here to remind us, so don't forget to slap that like button.
Diffuse taking over for Pie Susan. I like that. Stepping up. Way to go, Tractor guy. Stepping into the void.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that is a good question. I wonder where we are in terms of we've got over 2,000 people watching, only 600 likes. 635 likes. Come on, guys.
While we're talking about that, maybe we can like each other to go to Dallas, which is almost a month away now. It's starting the click on the clock is starting to tick tock as Eric and I prepare to go to Dallas, Texas. I learned that Monaghan's Texas is in West Texas and not in East Texas, as I thought. But Dallas is right in the center of everything, right, Eric? Kind of in the center of the entire country.
Slightly, yeah. It's a hub. I mean, one thing nice about Dallas is
you could get there from anywhere,
and a direct flight from most airports.
Right? Yeah. I mean, even Pew Pew or Allen, the trains go to Dallas. You could take the train. I just watched Throw Mama from the Train, which I highly recommend with Billy Crystal and Danny DeVito.
And Thelma something.
Thelma and Louise.
No, the woman, Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh, and somebody told me the other day in the other chat, and I said Waldron, but it's Anne. I forget her last name.
She's very unfortunate looking.
Yeah,
but like the sweetest lady on the planet. Like every time they interviewed her, she just came off as just such a sweetheart.
I know this other chick named Dale, who is a Appalachian-looking woman from Tennessee. She works all the time. She was in Breaking Bad. She's known as Skank. She works all the time for many. She was in True Blood. She was in My Name Is Earl. She's got a long resume as the skanky looking white trash hill person, and she embraces it. She had a big episode on Breaking Bad where I think she killed somebody with an ATM machine at one point.
What's her? Dale Dickey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I know her.
Yeah, everybody knows her.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, the point of the matter is we're going to be in Dallas, Texas, on the, I guess, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So you could bring your questions to Eric and I to Dallas and have yourself a merry, very JFK weekend with all these super all-stars in person and on virtual reality. So some people don't even have to be there. You could just virtually be there.
Absolutely. There's supposed to be a chat on the virtual session as well, from what I know. But again, that link in the bottom right corner, you can point your phone at it, or you can just click the link in the description if you're on a computer or phone or what have you. Most important thing, though, is to use Untold 10.
What do you think they're going to have on the buffet?
I don't know.
Do you remember the last buffet?
I don't. Probably something Italian. Italian seems to be very popular.
Yeah, Chinese, but it's not at those functions. You never get Chinese.
No,
it's usually Italian.
Usually Italian. A lot of times chicken breast. Chicken breast is like a great neutral food. So I'm not sure what they'll have. I think they had a chicken breast last time.
I'm excited about the hotel. To me, it's this is the best part of the entire trip, going to this hotel in Dallas. That swimming pool and the rooms that Eric is talking about. I can't wait to check in. I'm going to go early just to get into the room. You know, I think maybe we can go Thursday night, Eric. Is that possible?
I'm going to be there probably a day early or two.
Right, but I mean, the things on Friday, we have to check in on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll have to be there. We've also got to do a show
on Friday.
So
We'll do a show from here maybe on Friday. Well, this will be filled with people. We can't do it here, but maybe we could do it here at the pool.
Yeah, we'll be sitting by the pool saying, "Hey, welcome to the true free form Friday," right?
Right. Well, it can be cold there at that time, but I'm not going to be. This pool's heated, so I'm going to get in there and swim around. But we could do it in our room. Maybe they have a media room too sometimes.
Maybe we'll have a
this lounge. Why don't we do it in this lounge?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What'll probably happen is we'll be in our rooms and opposite in the hotel, both logged in remotely. Even right,
that's the easiest way to do it. One time Eric came into my room, and one time he came in while we were doing the show. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we had a nice setup. So, and while we are there, we're going to be doing a session on this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't want to show all the movies right now because we're going to get into it. I don't, but this is for you to collect. Right. We're going to be getting into political assassination in American cinema, and I just got 2 new movies this morning that I completely either forgot or didn't realize were part of this thing. So I'm gonna add 2 more films today. 2 of them didn't work out. One was Z, and the other one was the assassination of Trotsky. And the Trotsky one was like so weird that and then the Z one was French, so I got rid of that. But I've replaced it with 2 other films. And we're going to look at all these different films that have political assassination in them in American Hollywood cinema. And with Eric and Robert Groden, analyze the film. So what you're going to see are clips from these various films, and then we will discuss the political assassination within the film, and also the Zapruder film, which we'll close out with Robert. That'll be the closer. Probably open with it, a little bit of it, and then close with it more so.
Sounds good.
Nobody's ever done it, so it should be fun.
No. Dina, love you guys. Love you boys. Go Dodgers. Hugs from Seoul. Oh
yeah, we the guy who scored the winning run last night is a guy named Kim, and he is South Korean. So this is directly related to this woman. He was put in as a pinch runner in one of the most obscure moves of the night, and he scored the winning run. He's one of the fastest humans on the earth, and he ran like a psycho to the plate and never slid. He never even slid, and he made it by the skin of his chinny chin chin. But the ball was already over his head, so he kind of could have walked home. But he's South Korean is the reason I'm mentioning it.
Hey, he's motivated. He doesn't take it for granted.
No, that guy broke. He was gone.
All right, Jack White. Brought out Jack White. We start talking media, and he's here.
Yeah,
Discovery owns Warner.
Right. Well, not for long, Jack, because the situation and what I'm hearing on the front pages of all the trades is that it's going to be a new sheriff in town, and that's going to be Paramount, owned by David Ellison.
Which, it's kind of funny to consider that, and I think this consolidation is important because streaming has to consolidate. They need these catalogs that put it together, and then they'll get back down to, well, once was Netflix pretty much as the only streamer. Then it was Netflix, Prime.
Yeah.
And, a couple of, you could have 3 or 4, but when it starts to get to where we are now, it's insane.
Well, you're forgetting the 600-pound gorilla in the room, which is the 100% tariff on foreign films by the president of the United States. They are losing their shit over this here because they don't know what their shit is losing. They don't know how this is going to physically work. They're just flipping out because he has taken control of their little beehive now by these various moves through Ellison and the tariff, he has now stirred up the bee's nest, so to speak, Eric.
All right. Well, more from Jack White on this. The current owner, David Zaslav, is hated by the Hollywood establishment because he is on the more conservative side of the aisle. That's why the Hollywood establishment was hoping that gun DCU would fail. Well, I don't think Ellison's exactly a lefty.
No. In fact, both of them, he may stay on with Ellison and be part of the machine. But the 100% tariff is going to be fascinating to see how it's implemented because he wants the American film industry to rebuild and make Hollywood great again. And that would mean making films here in the United States as opposed to foreign films and shooting everywhere on the planet Earth.
Sure.
This is going to be painful, Eric. This is going to be painful for them, not for us.
Yep. Jack White again. And Trump not getting the Peace Prize is no great loss. I mean, Obama has one and Kissinger also got one. And those guys are both warmongers and criminals. So, yeah, the Peace Prize is worth about as much as an Oscar.
Well, to his credit, he's trying to change the zeitgeist on everything. So changing the zeitgeist and restoring the Peace Prize to what it was, I think, is a Trumpian move. And I don't think he looks at it as being defaced by those other winners, but I think he looks at it as a restoration of what the Peace Prize used to be, using Trump logic.
True. PhD Hambone with I get the Candace hate. It's warranted, but you have to acknowledge her following 1.5 million views in less than 5 hours. Who else is doing these numbers? Yes, that's why we're concerned.
That's the whole point of the concerns.
If it was just like many rabid, weird people out there with an audience of a couple thousand, we would just go, yeah, whatever. But this is a person whose audience is allegedly threatening other creators. There's some very real damage. So that's the concern. It is the size of that audience.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily great folks, not all of them. And what she's doing is just not cool. Dr. Evil 814. If you trust government, you obviously failed history class. Senator John Kennedy.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. All right, Edward McLaughlin, thank you very much. $50.
And I'm so sorry. I don't like I said, I didn't want to win that way. And Ed's a big Phillies fan and Eagles fan, but that was not the way I mean, everybody wants a demonstrative walk-off, with a home run or something of that nature. This was like backing in for me personally. And I'm not into, boasting against the Phillies at all, which is a class team and a great fan base. I mean, it's kind of like stuck in the 1950s or 60s, that Philly team. And as I said before the series started, that this was going to be the true World Series. And in a way, I wanted it to go 5. Not that I wanted to go back to Philadelphia, but as a baseball fan, I wish it had gone 5 and been more of a demonstrative ending, if that helps at all.
Well, the Yankees are out. That's good, right?
Yeah, the Yankees are out. This Detroit-Seattle thing will get the lowest ratings on the face of the earth. And I guess Toronto and the Dodgers would possibly, recoup some money for MLB there. If we can get past whoever the hell wins tomorrow, which is Milwaukee and the Cubs.
All right. PhD Hambone. Do you know if John Newman will be in Dallas?
Virtual, I think.
Okay.
I think I saw him on the virtual list.
You know what?
Do you see it?
I'm going to go to the list and I'll.
Right. I thought I saw it last week. I could be mistaken.
Cass. He's not on the virtual side.
Okay, maybe he's going to be there in real life.
I'm not seeing his name at all.
Oh, okay. Well, then forget it.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if this is final anyway. There could be other people coming in.
All I know is a month from now, you got over a month to get your shit together to get there. What's today? Like today's the 10th or something? You got more than a month.
Yeah, today's the 10th.
You almost got 6 weeks to pull this off.
Yep. Yeah, he's not listed anywhere that I see. We have here. Jack White again. Ellison is pro digital ID, so yeah, not a fan. I don't like digital.
Well, you can go against Ellison all you want, but I mean, the fact of the matter is he's the new big fish.
See, Jack White again. Very few good Western shows and movies at the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of woke BS.
Yeah, like I said, I think you're going to see a turning of the Queen Mary in the harbor at Long Beach. It's going to take a while, but it's slowly turning. Is what I'm getting at with the ideology.
Yeah, can you confirm that no, what I mean is that from what I understand, what's coming out now was filmed 2 years ago, a year ago, or whatever. So,
well, not even that, planned 5 years
filmed.
ago. I mean, a lot of the development process may take 4 or 5 years. So it's going to take a while for these things, for this machine to turn around.
Right. Jack White again. Good Western series are Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, The Terminal List, Reacher, Bosch Legacy, Invincible, Mobland. Well, those aren't Westerns.
Right.
The last ones are not Westerns. Reacher season 1 was fantastic. Season 2 got stupid. Bosch is a great series all the way through. Bosch Legacy, solid. I don't know some of the other ones.
Mobland is watchable. I mean, it's a British thing with Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. I've watched it. It's entertaining.
Okay, I think I've heard that it's a good
Yeah.
show. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's good. It looks good.
Okay, well, I mean that's cool. There are other good shows. I haven't seen Yellowstone yet. I want to. I've seen 1883, which I thought was very well done, and watched one season of 1923. I think it was, but I haven't watched the second season of that yet. But I'll eventually get there. We're trying to watch.
I'm excited about the Ellison takeover. I'm excited about the Barry Weiss. I mean, finally something is going to give here. This was an untenable situation culturally. I mean, I'm very excited about Ellison. Do I agree with everything? No, of course not. But it's 9 million light years away from where we were, people.
True. Okay, follow up here from PhD Hambone. I completely agree it is concerning, but why aren't her claims easier to dismiss? I had Newman at JMU, and his courses are what I reflect on after. She's talking about Candace Owens still. The reason why they're hard to dismiss is, number one, they're constantly shifting. So the second somebody says, she's like, blah, 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 and I got receipts, right? And then she moves on to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And she did pull out one receipt that didn't really prove anything other than Charlie Kirk had a conversation and a text. But they're hard to dismiss because she's saying what people want to hear. Mm-hmm. She has an audience and she is speaking words that they're receptive of. It's the best way I can put it. I don't know the any other way to put it. She's kind of like a preacher, and she's preaching a lot of hate, in my opinion. But let's see, Jack White. And when I said Western series, I meant series made here in the Western part of the world. Oh, okay.
The Western world?
Yeah, that's
out west or the Western culture.
Western culture, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you, Jack.
Fair enough.
310 to Yuma, bro. 310 to Yuma.
Okay. BPM on Taco to FAFO Friday. Trump didn't chicken out today. He announced huge tariffs on China, and stocks are down big in after hours trading. Yeah. That whole Taco thing is kind of
it's almost like he's on such a fast track timeline because he realizes time is limited. The way he's moving is like a runaway freight train, and the media can't even catch up. He's on a mission from God. Whatever that mission is, we learn as we get there each day. But he has judged the amount, this is my opinion, he has judged the amount of time he has left in office and is trying to squeeze 800 things into a 400 thing box as quickly as humanly possible. And that's to explain the rapidity and how fast he's moving on these his political agenda. It's because it's one term and he's coming to the end of the line.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Dick. Dick Dickerson. I'll let you explain this one. Why can't people understand the difference between practicing Jews and secular Jews? You can criticize Israel and you're not anti-Semitic.
When did you last time, think about it, Dick, when was the last time you criticized the brutal dictatorship of the state of Egypt? When was the last time they get billions of dollars in U.S. aid, hundreds of millions of dollars in regular aid? They have a military dictatorship, and yet you, Dick Dickerson, not once in your life have ever spoken about Egypt. That's my answer.
Or Syrians with Christians, or Nigeria's got
I'm
some
just, I'm
Christians
saying
dying
what,
left and right.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, you know.
Anyway, PhD Hambone, thank you, and thank you for your OKC work as well. Thank you.
Is that bird wearing a wig?
I think it is. Yes.
That's funny.
Call it an Elvis bird.
Oh, weird.
Kind of looks like a little Elvis.
Weird
haircut. Ronnie Imbergia. I see. I believe Candace is MI6. Her husband, her hubby serves in the House of Lords. No, her husband is not. In fairness, her husband's dad served in the House of Lords. I heard Tucker got shekels from
shekels.
Cutter.
Might not be the right word to use there,
that's
Ronnie.
Shekels
might be a little confusing. But somehow Cutter has gotten a military base in Idaho or something today as part of their payoff. I don't know if you read this. They're getting a Air Force base for themselves.
But that's because
you want to,
because
is that
we're
part
run
of
by Israel.
Is that part of the quid pro quo or something?
I don't know. Somebody just said a thing. America for all here. Somebody's complaining that I'm ignoring Rumble.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a lot of hate over on Rumble. They're not happy with this peace deal.
There are people there who are not. There's some good folks too. Oh, it's actually America for all. Anyway,
yeah.
Dick Dickerson. I hate. Is that what?
What flag is that?
Is that Palestinian?
I don't know. It's too small for me to see.
Okay, it looks like a Palestinian, I guess. Red, white, blue. Red on the
Could
top.
be French. Isn't that French, Eric?
It could be. I don't. The flags with the multiple, like red, white, and blue at different patterns is like I don't know. So I don't know. Edward McLaughlin here. $20. Thank you. Absolutely right, Mark. He feels he has to get it all done now. Trump is like a man possessed, and I love it.
Me too. It's a machine gun. He's like going like a machine gun now. It's just fascinating to watch. History will have to absorb this and write about it later. The speed that he's working at now is insane. It's absolutely insane. But you got to give credit to Witkoff. You got to give credit to the people underneath him. Miller. You got to give credit to J.D. Vance. I mean, he's assembled an all-star team, including RFK Jr., including what's her name at ODNI. It's an incredible, fast-paced team. It's just including Huckabee and everybody else. It is amazing to watch because we're so used to this slog of government, especially under Biden, where nothing happened ever. You know what I mean? Unless there was some corrupt, weird deal.
Sure.
This is the opposite, moving at lightning speed in multiple areas. I mean, putting out fires and wars all over the world simply so he can trade and make money. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's not an ideological thing he's doing. This is to open markets, to make America great again. It's absolutely breathtaking to watch.
Well, even the current deal with Israel and Gaza, the fact that he got all the Arabic countries to box them in.
Amazing.
I mean, nobody does that. Nobody can hold that many conversations going.
The way he did it backwards, the way he did it going and while taking incoming fire politically, going country by country by country to get them on board, and then having them all on board without them pulling the chicken switch, without them buckling and saying, all right, you're all ready now, and then finally agreeing and then doing this, to cement the deal. Just breathtaking to watch in international diplomacy.
Even brought Tony Blair into it.
I know. I don't know how you get that guy into it, but I guess
Well,
maybe that
there's some
appeases
there's
elements
ties
of the
there.
British. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow. I mean, it's crazy. Let's see. PhD Hambone. Let's see. I also am no Candace fan. I just wish the investigators of Kirk's assassination were quicker to shut down speculations with evidence and a good story. The problem is that you shouldn't answer.
speculations.
can't
She's the
answer
one
everything.
putting out speculations, though. You
Right,
can't
and-
just keep broadcasting the Jews killed Charlie Kirk and expect the investigators to do something to respond. I mean, what are they trying to investigate here? They arrested a guy. They're building a case. They're going to seek the death penalty in this case. And
Which
she's
you can't screw up. If they
Right.
release information, they start talking to the public or whatever. That
What are
can
they supposed to do?
break the
Argue
whole
with
case down.
Candace Owens all day? I don't understand what they're supposed to do other than proceed as prosecutors in the case that looks kind of open and shut. I'm no expert, but this kind of looks like an open and shut case.
Right. I mean, I agree. And my thing is that she just throws shit out there all the time. Investigators
Crazy,
they have
crazy.
to focus on what they're doing.
They're not
And-
connected.
No. Dickerson, wrongness guy for that argument, Mark. I criticize every country in our dealings. Flag is Egyptian. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So he hates Egypt.
Okay.
All right. Just,
Must be a long day criticizing every country out there. That must take all day.
and you know what? There are those.
There are those
who,
who do it,
who say,
Yeah.
that they
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want
talking about
money
the
going
broad-
to Israel
Yeah.
or Egypt or
I have never heard that. I have yet to hear. I agree with you. I've yet to read it on Twitter. I've yet to hear it from a man. All I hear is I have the right to criticize a foreign government and try to control who they elect and who I give money to. And it's only one foreign government. I never hear, and I'm not to criticize him. I never hear people talking about the other governments on the earth.
And the other,
They may be out there, but I don't hear them.
one person described the money given to Israel very interestingly. They described it as really more like coupons
Yeah.
because they
They
are
cash 'em in
required
with
to
money.
spend
And
like 80% of it
Right.
on US stuff. So it's kind of like a back channel to the military industrial complex, which,
Yeah.
by the way, if people want to be critical of that, I absolutely can agree. It's like, hey, because it's not only Israel, other places too. It's the same requirement.
Well,
you want some money,
October
you gotta
7th,
spend it here.
they didn't attack themselves on October 7th. I just
No.
want to point that out. They didn't invade a foreign country. They didn't go into Nigeria. They didn't invade Ukraine. They were attacked by bloodthirsty savages and responded within a week. They did not ask for this. You may deny their existence, the right to exist on the face of the earth, but that's another argument.
Right.
You know,
I just wanted to clarify a little bit
Yeah.
too, though, because some of that, money stuff is there, and there are people in Israel itself I know who have come out saying, "Why don't we just not take any money? Period, and we'll take care of our own. We don't need it."
because you're dealing with a segment, an extreme fringe of our society that is opposed to it. That's why this is a fringe of the MAGA movement that's opposed to this. The president of the United States is their biggest supporter. These MAGA people do not even like their own leader. These MAGA fringe, or Eric calls them the woke right, in the MAGA movement, hate Donald Trump's guts for his support of the state of Israel. Get this through your heads. These are not Trump people. They're looking way past Trump's departure. They want to consolidate the MAGA movement for their own America First agenda. These are not Trump supporters.
Right. And PhD Hambone, I never thought you claimed that Israel didn't shoot Kirk. We're criticizing Candace for throwing stuff
Not
out.
you. I don't even know who we're talking about. Candace
We
Owens.
don't think, we don't think so, or we didn't think you implied that or anything like that.
No. I'm just saying she does.
No, Candace definitely.
Yeah,
does. And then she always does the whole, I'm just asking questions.
Oh, that's what Tucker does. Well, they must have gone to the same training camp. Maybe there's like a Cutter school of training camp where they teach you how to deal with media like this.
Yeah, they follow each other on that. Doug Archibald.
What's A?
Australian. Mobland is fabulously written, directed, and acted. I don't understand these Palestinian marches in hate of Israel. Israel is attacked. It's all so confusing.
Yeah, it's because it's pure anti-Semitism, and you have not been exposed to it until now. We've been exposed to it since the Holocaust. That's why it's obvious to us what's going on. Many people like Eric has talked to me privately how stunned he has been by this hatred. It's not stunning to us. We have known this, for generations, going back to the Inquisition in Spain. It's insane. That's why it makes no sense.
Yeah. Dick Dickerson. No money for foreign countries. Okay, and that's a viable.
Okay, just think about what you're saying. You're talking about like an isolationist like Charles Lindbergh in 1933, who embraced and was used by the Nazis, who was the head of an organization called America First. And he said, do not ever give any money to foreign countries. And that's what happened. The world exploded into flames, and it was called World War II. It's easy to say it. It's hard to pull it off. How many troops are there in Okinawa right now, Eric? American troops.
I know we still have Korea.
Right.
We never stopped, but that's actually still not, it's still a war.
Yeah.
Korean War never technically ended. PhD Hambone. The ballistics, I don't think Israel did anything. Yeah. The whole Israel Charlie Kirk thing is just
totally. These people have got to be buried underneath the earth. This is ridiculous. The political earth has to bury them. The fact that they even have a megaphone is absurd.
Yep. I agree. You've got, and of course the Rumble, we got Crash Override. Mark, quit exposing yourself. What are you talking about?
Exposing myself as a supporter of Israel, or
Mark is a Zionist. Okay.
No, I didn't say I was a Zionist. I'm just a supporter of the state of Israel.
I thought that's what a Zionist is technically.
I have never said I was a Zionist at all. The point of the matter is, politically, as an American, like millions and millions and millions of others support the state of Israel as the leading democracy in the world. This has nothing to do with anything else other than that. I support other countries as well. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you could apply this logic to any democracy on earth and it would sound completely insane. And all of a sudden it's applied to Israel, the only democracy in the region. And we're supposed to go, yeah, that's normal. If France was attacked by Egypt, would you throw France under the bus?
If we were attacked.
If we were attacked on 9/11. With Palestinians dancing in the streets.
Yeah. The people who are fair about it. If we were attacked in the same way as Israel, Israel's been kind in comparison to
delicate
our reaction. But either way, got Mike Schaefer. Wherever there's political power, there will be money.
That's true.
Absolutely. Yeah. And PHB, one more. Do you think anything of the wound and direction?
Not at all.
I think he was shot in the neck.
Not at all. I'll say it all day.
From the rooftop.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. It's an open. I'll say this as bluntly as humanly possible. It's an open and shut case. They've got their man. I know it's hard to take. I know it's hard. Not everything is a conspiracy. When I first met Eric, I said to him, if everything's a conspiracy, nothing's a conspiracy. They've got this guy. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. And
luckily, it's over.
And one more. I played a video a couple weeks back or whatever. Not every time is there an exit wound. There are, bullets are a weird thing.
Wasting my time.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
There's a guy, Misfit Patriot, in a kind of rough way, but he did a good job explaining how, a 30-06, especially, it's not full metal jacket, it's a soft round. it's meant to spread. There's a fragment at the spine. Even Candace Owens has now come out and said, "Oh, he was shot from the front." I'm like, and she said she knew it. She said she knew this a week ago. I'm like, oh, you forgot to tell us for a week.
Let me ask you something. Aren't there bigger fish to fry politically than this? Like, don't we have enough on our plate than to intellectually get dragged down into the muck and mire of this shithole argument as a culture? I mean, the guy's dead, for Christ's sakes. I mean, he was brutally murdered by a trans activist who's been arrested, and he's writing slogans on the bullets. He's filmed on the roof. What more do you want? Where there's so many things we have to get done politically in this limited time, than to get intellectually bogged down by this is a kind of political heresy, in my estimation.
All right, this will be I think the last super chat, and we're heading over to locals. Real assassin is scrubbed. This video clearly shows the brown shirt at the guardrail in front of Charlie. The real assassin, I think, is the guy they arrested, or if it wasn't him, it was somebody.
Are these
on
like
that
parlor
rooftop
games?
in that location.
Are these parlor games that people like to play?
I don't know.
They must have a lot of free time, because there's so many unsolved and unresolved situations politically going on around the world right now. And to focus on this over and over and over again is bizarre.
Well, that's
just bizarre.
That shows what a fantastic job the deep state has done.
Yeah,
in getting people, and they've shown you can profit. I mean, let's be honest. Candace Owens is making a lot of money on this. Okay, and by the way, it's not like we enjoy sitting here. Do you think Mark and I make a lot of money by being supportive of Israel or that? No, a lot of our audience is on our shit all the time when we're like, no, I think Israel did the right thing. No, Charlie Kirk was shot. He was shot by the guy that they picked up. Not much to see here. Crooks did shoot at Donald Trump, and it did hit his ear. Sorry, there's not that much there. We would get so much more mileage, so much more money if we are throwing out.
Remember when the Crooks thing happened? How the water tower became the thing for day after day after day?
Yes,
until it ran out of gas.
Yep,
until it ran out of gas.
Exactly, and Daniel Friedrichs, I only wish we were getting $7,000 from a post. So would somebody step up, please? I'll take it in a heartbeat.
Day. I'll do it all day. Are you kidding? I'm doing it for free now.
I'm telling you. Okay, I think he is messing with us. You cannot handle the truth.
I think I can.
Thank you, Paul. And we are going to head over to the calmer waters of locals.
Yeah, it seems to be over there. There's like rational people who live their lives and go about their business with a secret society over there called locals.
Right. They're so local and they're chill and always a good time.